Hello, today I'll be discussing New Year's traditions. Did you know that most countries all over the world celebrate the New Year similar to the United States and on January 1st? However, the nationalities that do not celebrate New Year's on January 1st have a very unique reason for doing so. And when researching all over the internet for examples of how people of different cultures celebrate the New Year's, I was amazed at just how interesting this topic really was. This is why I'll be sharing my research of how people all over the world celebrate this important, fun day. One of my favorite places where I would love to go and celebrate is with the people of Australia. The second interesting tradition is the Chinese New Year, or most recently called the Spring Festival. And lastly, I would have to say is that the way that the Japanese honor the New Year is truly special and appreciative. Now, the reason that I say Australia would be considered one of my favorite places to celebrate the New Year is because their season in January is summer. Can you imagine what kind of craziness would occur on the East Coast if our New Year's was celebrated in the summer? But in any case, the Australians would do what we would most likely do on a holiday in the summer. Like, for instance, they would go on picnics, camp out, and throw parties. But when they camp out, it's on the beach. Now, how nice is that? Their activities would also include outdoor excitement such as going to rodeos, picnic races, and surf carnivals. And to ring the New Year, people gather on the streets and start making loud noises with car horns, whistles, trumpets, and church bells. How the Australians celebrate the New Year is probably how we would if the weather was hot. But the next New Year's celebration that I would like to discuss has a whole new meaning and importance about it, and that would be the Chinese New Year. China would be the second place that I would not mind visiting for the New Year. The Chinese New Year date is set according to their lunar calendar and lasts up to 15 days. But before the celebration, they clean their houses to rid them of last year's bad luck. And then they dress their houses with plastic firecrackers to eliminate evil spirits, because they believe that these spirits are afraid of loud noises. They also dress their house with plastic firecrackers because it is said that they are not permitted to set off fireworks in Hong Kong. They also celebrate with beautifully handcrafted parade lions and dragons that sway throughout the streets of Hong Kong. And after celebrating for 5 days, life in China goes back to normal. But on the 9th day, they celebrate the birthday of the Jade Emperor, who is believed to have been born immediately after midnight on the 9th day. And lastly, on the 15th and final day of the New Year, round dumplings shaped like the full moon were shared as a sign of the family unit and of perfection. And last but not least, the Japanese New Year, or Oshugatsu, which is also celebrated for 2 weeks. But what was brought to my attention about this particular country was that the first thing that you did for the New Year was very important to them, because it ensures you have good luck for the year. For example, one of the things that the Japanese would do as soon as the clock strikes midnight is laugh. Now, when I first read about this, it made me laugh because I was just thinking how they probably would at first have to fake laugh, and then eventually it would turn into a real laugh because of how funny it was to fake laugh. In any case, also the Japanese, just like the Chinese, perform traditional acts that remove any evil spirits. And a lot of New Year's traditions, I have noticed that a lot of New Year's traditions in Asia are celebrated alike, and money giving to the children is one of them. This money would be in a small envelope and could be as much as 10,000 yen, which is $120 US. Also, like the Chinese, the Japanese would celebrate up until the 15th day, which on that day would be the first full moon of the new year. All in all, there are many different ways that people of different cultures celebrate the new year, and a lot are based upon their specific calendar. Learning about these events shared amongst different cultures, different countries, has brought some insight to just how important the new year is to so many people. And the way that these three nationalities, the way that they honor the new year, has made me rethink what I would normally do for the new year. But in the end, we all basically hold the same feelings about the new year, where we wish to renew our lives in happiness, prosperity, and hoping for a better year than the year prior. And as the clock strikes midnight, we will all shout, "Happy New Year!"